You ready? Say hi.
Hi, everyone. We're joined by Lauren Bordonaro, who played field hockey for us. Wow, I hate to say this and I hate to age you a little bit, but about a decade ago. Um, Very rarely do we get to catch up with someone that has had such an impact on our program from that many years ago. So we're very thankful that you're joining us today. For those that are tuning in, Lauren, when she was at Morrisville, was a criminal justice major, earned her degree in criminal justice, and played 4 years of hockey for us, field hockey, that is, now that we have women's hockey. So, Lauren, hi and welcome.
Hi. So nice to see you. It's been so long.
Yes, it has. I see we're joined by another little special guest today.
Yes, we have
Welcome.
Mila. We have
Hi,
Nathan over
Mila.
in the corner, and then we have one on the way. So there's three
Nice.
guests. There's three guests here.
Awesome. Congratulations. Beautiful
Thank
little
you.
girl that you have there. And I see pictures of Nathan all the time. He's growing so fast.
Good boy.
Yes, for sure. So let's talk a little bit about your time at Morrisville. Why did you pick criminal justice as a major?
Well, I started out in sports nutrition fitness management. Wasn't for me. Um, I always wanted to be a cop ever since I was in kindergarten. So I thought that would be the foot in the right direction. It was a new program when I started.
Hmm.
It was a developing program, just turned into 4 years. Right when or before I graduated, I was one of the first to graduate with a 4-year degree. It was a great program, great advisors, instructors, and it was very involved. Smaller classes, very involved. I really enjoyed it. I was glad I made the jump.
Good. What have you been up to since graduating? I know you work in the first responder field, so how does it feel to be
Yeah.
part of that business?
Sometimes it's overwhelming. The demands are high, especially when you have kids. It's stressful. But so right when I graduated, I started out with it was the corrections department. Now they merged with the sheriffs for Onondaga County. I worked there for about 6.5 years as a correction officer. Loved it. Great job. Great people. I miss them, but I decided to take a different direction in my career field. Now I work for 911 dispatch. Love it even more. I like being involved, even if it's behind the scenes. Still, obviously, a very important part of the law enforcement field, making sure everyone stays safe and feels safe. And it was a really, really great move for me and my family and my supervisors, my coworkers. I couldn't be any more happy with the transition.
Awesome. That's great to hear. So let's talk a little bit about field hockey because I know it's
Oh,
been
I
a
miss
little
it.
while. Yes, everybody that I've talked to in the alumni segment, no matter what sport it is, they wish they could go back and keep playing or play again. But let's talk
What I would
about
give.
you. Yeah, let's talk about your career. And you, 4-year starter for us at Forward, most known for that speed that you have. There were quite a few times that were like, oh, they're not going to catch her, and they never did. So talk about what it meant to be part of the field hockey program and how that helped build you into the person you are today.
It was a program in progress. So we were new to the SUNYAC, and towards the I was the last SUNYAC, but it was just a building progress. I think that a lot of twists and turns and navigating, and my freshman year, my sophomore year, we were a little more established. The coaching was great. Adira Milmo, best coach ever. She was fantastic. She was an empowering woman, and she read us little excerpts every game practice to motivate us and build a lot of character. Taught me responsibility. Not that I didn't have responsibilities before this, but I mean, you had to own
Yeah.
your stuff. Um, like I said, it built character. We didn't win every game, but every game we played, we fought hard. And then transitioning to that beautiful Drake Stadium, I mean, that was the upside for us. We started to really flourish in the division we were in, and I mean, I couldn't be more grateful to be a part of that huge transition as well. Just
Yeah,
really
you
taught
were
me
one of
responsibility.
the last classes for field hockey to play on grass, right?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, long gone. No, thank you. We love our turf. Drake Stadium. I mean, it's a beautiful stadium. I haven't seen many especially in D3 that are quite as
Yeah,
nice
it's
as our
gorgeous
stadium.
still.
Yeah, it's beautiful. So playing there, I mean, it was hard work. We would get drilled into the ground, and we would have to know how to come back up and stand back up. And she didn't help us. We had to navigate that on our own. And, she taught us a lot of how to be an empowered woman, and really move forward in the future. And even though you get knocked down, get back up, keep on going. And I've experienced that a lot in my life within the career field I'm in. Sometimes there's setbacks. And I believe, honestly, a lot of my character was built while I was at Morrisville, because it really, gave me the independence that I needed from when I was in high school, and the transition in that aspect.
Yeah, you talked a
So,
little bit about finding your way back. There were two games that when I was going back through and looking through field hockey archives that, well, three actually. One was Brockport. We're going to leave that one alone. But New Paltz and RPI were two games that under your
the
career
best games.
went into overtime, and you had two overtime goals, and the headlines for both of those schools were Morrisville stuns New Paltz, Morrisville stuns RPI. You were the one that had the stick on those game-winning goals. What was your most memorable moment as a player on the field?
Sometimes as a player, you can see the play in motion. So starting from the back up, and I just remember more vividly the RPI, but I just remember from the back up, my strong defense, getting the ball up to midfield getting, shooting it up to me to go run down, and you can almost see and envision the outcome. So RPI, I mean, that's a game I'll never forget as long as I live, and I still talk about it in my glory days. It was a whole team effort, even from the goalie. The goalie kicked it, even from the goalie. So it was just an unbelievable team effort. New Paltz, I don't really remember that one.
That's okay, because I remember the RPI one more than I do the New Paltz one.
Yes,
So
and
that's,
just the
yeah,
excitement after, and even
absolutely.
Even our coach, she was jumping up, and she, put the face on and whatnot, and just running, to my teammates on the sideline, and that feeling I'll never forget. It was the most memorable feeling of my college career, I want to say.
Yeah, now that was one of 33 goals that you had during your career. When people look at field hockey or they hear field hockey, most of the time they're like, oh, the whistle blows too much. Well,
Yes.
the whistle blows too much because people do too many things wrong.
Yeah.
But aside from that, 33 goals is quite the accomplishment over 4 years. It's not the top of our record book, but it's at second, and we have a current student athlete that's closing in on that mark.
Oh,
But you
good.
had, you took advantage, and at the end of your career ended up as the all-time points leader, breaking a record that was set back in 1976. You still stand there today. So how does that feel to you knowing that you still have quite the accomplished career and sit still at the top of the record books?
I guess I did not know that.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. Mm-mm. I mean, how does it feel? I feel great. That's awesome. I'd love to see other players surpass me, though. I love to see, the game flourish. I mean, it's not a huge game in a lot of areas, but in Syracuse it is. And I love seeing, good game, good playing.
Yeah.
Especially with the turf.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the turf has sped up the game quite a lot from where it was, especially from grass. But, kind of going off of that too, I guess the thing for me that stood out about you and your career is, you're not the tallest player. You're not the most quietest player either, but you always have the persistence to never stop and to keep going and dig in until the final whistle, keep digging in and, have that goal set and don't stop till you reach that goal. Has that continued with you to this day in your life?
Always. There's always room to do better. There's always room to improve. There's never staying stagnant, especially in the law enforcement field. You always got to be on your toes. You never know what the next day brings. So yeah, there's been a lot of times, I'm not the best at everything. Relearning certain things and regrouping myself and trying to be the best I can be is difficult at times, but humbling. all at once. This career field is very humbling.
What,
Anything can change at any given day.
yeah, what advice would you give to anyone entering the career field now, especially in light of the social injustice going on? In what advice would you give someone wanting to enter that career field?
Have a goal and stay focused. You just got to stay focused on what that goal is. Don't let anyone deter you or make you feel that you aren't going to make an impact on the community, because that's what policing is. That's what law enforcement is. No matter which way you look at it, whether it's corrections, sheriff, deputy, troopers, you're making an impact on the community. So with people entering the field, don't be discouraged. It's a fulfilling field. Some days are better than others, like any other career, but I believe, it's what you make of it, like anything in life. So going into it, have an open mind, listen, be a good listener, and just stay focused. Look at the prize at the end of it. We all work to provide for our families, so stay on track, stay diligent, and always keep your head on a swivel.
That's really great advice. I love hearing
Yeah.
that out of you, especially someone that needed to be guided a little bit to stay on track when she was in
Yes.
college.
Yes, I did.
Yeah. But you also, during your time as a player, you were one of the first to establish the NFHCA All-Region accolades, gaining two-time All-Conference honors as a SUNY player. You're one of the only ones to this day to have that accolade behind you. Can you talk a little bit about what your motivator was and how you stayed focused while on the field balancing academics and athletics to achieve such an athletic honor?
It wasn't easy. It was a lot of practice before. It was a lot of practice after practice. We worked closely with the ice hockey team because their speed brought a lot of benefits to our work. So every day after practice, coach would stay for an extra 2 hours, and she'd drill balls at me, and I would have to go against Tom Longland, who was, again, one of the top players in every sport he ever played. But he would help me try to change the game. Instead of looking at it in a field hockey mindset, he helped me learn how to dangle in the hockey mindset. So it really switched things up. I would attribute it to a lot of just hard work, a lot of time.
Yeah.
And focusing on school at the same time is not easy. So
Yeah.
it's a difficult balance.
For sure. We see some of our student athletes try to balance all of it now. What type of advice would you give, knowing that you've made it through a very successful 4-year career and made a career move that was best for you and very successful to this day? Now you have a family, looking back over the last 10 years, what advice would you give someone now entering that position that you were in back in 2007?
Stay focused. Stay focused. Don't get discouraged. There's always going to be bumps in the road. I wasn't the best academically, and I came to my way. I went in the right career field and education field and whatnot. Just stay focused. There's going to be bumps, but you gotta. Oops, sorry.
That's
You gotta get back up. Most importantly are the academics. While I thrived off of field hockey, if I didn't do well, I didn't get field hockey. So I just really put a lot of effort and a lot of studying into my academics so I could perform on the field and be an integral player to our team and, try to get the SUNYAC win. We didn't quite get it, but we were close a couple of years. We were close.
Yeah, for sure.
We gave
So how long is it going to take before you get a stick in Mila's hands?
Well, she already has one.
Oh,
So she's starting early, and she's going to
that's
far
great.
surpass me. Maybe she'll come to Morrisville. Maybe she'll break my records. Probably will.
Awesome.
But yeah, Mila's already starting, and she's got to drive. This girl, she's gonna blow me out of the water.
Awesome. Well,
Yeah.
It sounds like you have done very well for yourself over the past
Thank
couple
you.
of years, and we're certainly very proud of who you were as a student when you were representing us, and even more so today. So I
Thank
appreciate
you.
you taking the time to speak with me. And
So nice to
don't be
catch up with you.
Yes, definitely. Don't be a stranger.
I won't be.
We would definitely love to have you back you know, even if it's for an alumni game, you know, and keep in touch with the program. But it was great
Absolutely.
catching up with you, Lauren.
Thank you. Very nice catching up with you, Brandy.
Yes, have a wonderful day and take care of those little babies.
Thank you. I will. Take care, Brandy.
Bye.
Bye.